In 2024, life is busier than ever. We're all juggling so much that it feels like there's no time left for the things that truly make us happy, like our hobbies. If you do want to learn how to make time for your hobbies, I'm guessing the way you feel is that you don't have enough time. The truth is, there's never going to be a perfect time. So why not just start now? Whether you're playing the guitar, learning how to play golf, learning how to paint or cook, whatever it is, the question quickly becomes, how can I get good at it quickly? Today, I'm going to share these 5 powerful steps to get you to become the Michael Jordan of whatever hobby you're interested in, no matter how busy you are. Step 1 is to focus on the fundamentals. Whatever hobby you want to dive into, there are always core skills that make up the groundwork and the foundation of that hobby. Think of building up your hobby like building a house. You wouldn't just start with a roof, right? You need a strong foundation, which in this case is the basic skills that make up your hobby. For instance, when I started to learn the guitar, I didn't begin with complex solos right away. I didn't pull, Jimi Hendrix out of my back pocket or Slash or any of the great guitarists. Instead, I focused on more simple, basic strumming patterns. And the foundational skill of strumming helped me build up to much more advanced techniques later on. So use this mindset in whatever hobby you're pursuing. If you're painting, think of mastering simple brush strokes and color mixing. If it's photography, you might want to start with the basics of composition and lighting before you move into the advanced stages of editing. Okay, sounds great, right? But how do I know what the core foundational skills that make up my hobby actually are? Here's a quick hack. On ChatGPT, simply type in, what are the foundational skills that make up, fill in the blank with whatever your hobby actually is. This is going to give you a very helpful guide to all of the foundational skills that you'll need to know. The way to perfect them is with step 2. Step 2 is to have short, consistent practice sessions. Okay, now why are shorter sessions better? Well, there are 2 key reasons why. First, let me ask you a question. Is it easier to find 15 minutes in the day or 2 hours? The correct answer is 2 hours, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm seeing if you're paying attention. It's obviously much easier to find 15 minutes, right? And this is the lesson. In the long run, this is the secret to making your hobby a consistent daily habit. So that's the first reason why short, consistent sessions are better. But what's the second reason? Reason number 2 is muscle memory. Think of it this way. If you only have 2 hours over the course of a week to dedicate to your hobby, spreading it out over 17 minutes per day is going to be much more effective than cramming it into a 2-hour session on Sunday. With short, regular sessions, the skills will sink into your muscle memory much better at a very high level. The more times you're exposed to information, the more the neurons and the connections in your brain can strengthen, and the more efficient you become at performing your hobby. Okay, so I know there are some of you who might want to pick up golf or go to the gym more, and these aren't really habits that you can do in 10, 15, 20 minutes. Yet I would argue this step and this principle still apply. Aim to keep your sessions a little bit shorter. For instance, if you think the average gym session might be 75 minutes, try and cut that down to 45 minutes. Now that we're halfway through the steps, you're probably wondering, how do I decide what to practice each and every single day? Let's talk about it in step 3. Step 3 is to build a learning schedule. Now, when it comes to building our learning schedule, we have 2 important tasks. First, we want to decide on the number of sessions that we'll have each week. And obviously, more sessions is better, right? But the more sessions you do have, the more difficult it's going to be to commit to the hobby and to really stick to your schedule. So find a balance. I'd say 4 to 5 days per week is a fantastic way to get onto the path for excellence in your hobby. Now, the second part of building a learning schedule is to have specific targeted goals for each session that you have. This is going to make your practice much more targeted and purposeful. I have a fantastic easy hack for you that's going to take care of this, as well as building out the rest of your learning schedule. So let's take our research from step 1 about the fundamentals of your hobby, and let's apply that to building a week-long schedule to master one of those fundamentals. I remember when I was 9, I wanted to be the world's greatest origami master. So let's try and build a schedule around that. One of the fundamental skills of origami is basic folds. So here's the prompt that you could ask ChatGPT. You could say, help me create a weekly schedule to practice origami for 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week to master basic folds. And just like that, you have an easy to follow schedule. So now I'm guessing you're thinking, I know the foundational concepts, I know what I have to do. Where do I actually find the content online? Where do I find, the tutorials, the information, everything? This is where step 4 comes in. Step 4 is to learn from the best. Whether it's YouTube tutorials, online courses, or books, you should always seek out the highest quality resources that you can find. When I wanted to improve my weightlifting technique, I didn't just randomly go to my brother, who claims he's the biggest man in North America. Instead, I went to well-respected fitness YouTubers such as Jeff Nippard, Renaissance Periodization, and other YouTubers like that. This helped me avoid common mistakes, and it really accelerated my learning curve. My personal belief is that there's so much free content out there that you have to leverage it before you even consider dropping a dime. A great, easy way to find these resources is to ask ChatGPT the following question. What are some free, high-quality resources to learn how to fill in the blank with whatever your hobby is? Okay, you've made it this far. From steps 1 through 4, hopefully you have a solid idea of how to master your hobby. But if you want to make sure that you'll be 100% successful no matter how busy you are, you need the 5th and final step. Step number 5 is to track your progress. Whether it's keeping a journal, having a spreadsheet, taking before and after pictures, whatever it is, tracking your progress is a fantastic way to keep yourself motivated. I know that when you're in the weeds of your hobby and you're focusing on the nitty-gritty every single day, you completely forget where you began, and you completely forget all of the steps that you've made to get to where you are. There's something so satisfying and exciting about seeing tangible evidence of your growth over time. Now, it really depends from hobby to hobby, but here are a couple ways that I think are phenomenal ways to track your progress. Journaling, photos or videos, time logs that show how much time you've spent on your hobby each week, or if you have a hobby like weightlifting, a spreadsheet could be really helpful in showing how many reps you've done each workout. So before you even begin your hobby, make sure you define a clear way to track your progress. So let's recap. Focus on the fundamentals. Practice consistently. Make a schedule. Learn from the best. Track your progress. With these 5 steps, you'll be well on your way to becoming the Serena Williams of whatever your hobby is, no matter how busy you are. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which hobby you're working on.